Call the meeting to order. Do we have an approval of today's agenda?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Do we have an approval of the minutes from our last month's meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. New business.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
So in your packet, you should have a memo regarding the 2023 Fire Lieutenant and Fire Captain promotional testing process. Okay. So today I bring forward to you the promotional testing process for these two positions. We are asking for a 45-45-10 split. So 45% would be weighted for the written exam. This written exam would test candidates on the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed for these positions. Then the practical exam will be a relevant scenario-based driven case. That would be weighted at 45% as well. And then our interview process would be weighted at 10% for both positions.
And what is it currently, if I may ask?
So in past practice, it has been the 45-45-10 split for promotional positions within the fire department. Any questions?
Anything we should ask that we're not?
Not that I can think of. Okay.
Practical assessment of component will test candidates on a variety of relevant scenario-driven cases.
So they would be put into the leadership role for the position that they're testing for.
So what would you do in this case?
So we would put them pretty much in the driver's seat for that position and then walk them through a scenario. Actually, Fire has a virtual testing or component that we add into the testing process. So it is a live scenario per se that they will be testing on. And then they take the driver's seat.
Now, this is the same split as it has been.
Yes.
Not that I don't like extra stuff to do, and, so it can take more than 10 minutes for a meeting, but why are we approving this? Why are we asked to approve
Why
this?
are you asked to approve? Because currently our rules, our civil service rules state that we have two testing components that are pre-approved. One is going to be 100% either written or practical, or we have option 2 that provides us with, if we do a 2-part process, a written and or practical, that would be weighted at 30%. And then the interview portion, which would be step 2 of that process, is weighted at 70%. So we are going outside of those 2 pre-approved testing processes. So that's why we are asking you for approval of this today.
So why not the normal 30-70?
Sure. With these positions, they are, as they promote within the rank, these are valid testing processes for these positions. So as they promote, they're going to be forward-facing in the community. They're going to be having a leadership role in these positions. So we want to make sure that they are knowledgeable on all aspects of the position.
Okay,
Any questions? Okay.
then we need to approve this. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So the next page in your packet is going to be the Riverfront Community Engagement Coordinator. So this is a new position that we are looking to establish minimum qualifications for. So this position is part of our finance department and reports to the Assistant City Administrator's CFO through our Administrative Services Manager. In this position, they will oversee the coordination and implementation of the city's riverfront engagement initiatives and include, but not limited to, summer concert series such as in Red, White, and Boom and other riverfront events. Okay. If you flip over whenever you have a chance to page 2. Halfway down the page, we do have our qualifications. Okay. So the qualifications that we're asking to establish for this position are a bachelor's degree in public or business administration, political science, communications, marketing, hospitality or other related events, and then a minimum of 2 years as an event planner or program manager, or an equivalent combination of experience and training, which provides the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed for this position. Along with, they do need to have a valid driver's license, which they maintain throughout the duration of their employment. And then we do have our standard background check and residency requirements as well.
Who was handling this before?
Sure. Courtney. I'm going to go ahead and call Courtney Jones up, who's going to be our expert.
Those are really nice accolades that Gina gave me with an expert. I don't know if I'm going to meet that, but I will try my very best. So previously, this position actually reported to our Director of Community and Economic Development. The position beforehand, so as Gina noted, this is a new position per se, so the position description in itself is new. But the previous position that this position will take the place of is actually the Davenport Levy Improvement Commission Executive Officer, long one. But so it is actually replacing that position. So as Gina has spoken before, anytime that we have a position where someone has resigned or retired or reallocated, we reevaluate that position. So we go back, we reevaluate the position, and once we had an opportunity to reevaluate this position, we looked at some things that had evolved over time. This position had been in existence for quite some time, so we looked at some things that had evolved, and from this position, that is how we got to the new position description that we have before you today.
So the person that had been doing it retired or resigned, so it's just changing the name of the position that had been refilling.
That is correct, and some of the responsibilities.
And now this is in the finance, this is in the finance department or whatever?
This will be in the finance department. So previously it was in the Community and Economic Development Department. Now we are moving the position reporting structure. So the reporting structure will actually be in the finance department.
Why?
It's a good question. So there are many accounts that this particular position oversees. And so in order to have just a better understanding of how some of these accounts are allocated, we found that it would actually be a better fit over time for them to be within the finance department so that they're allocating funds appropriately to different events, spending structures, and even with grants. So oftentimes the Riverfront Improvement Commission gets various grants that they have to manage. And really the finance department would be a better resource for this person to be suited in so that they understand some of those, some of the ramifications, but also just a genuine understanding of how those grants run over time.
Okay, I have a question. Is this the position that would be coordinating with the riverboats when they stop to make the levee attractive and interesting?
That's correct.
'Cause I think that's going to be important as far as keeping them here.
Absolutely. We think so too.
Okay.
I move to approve.
Second?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next position I have in front of you is our street equipment operator. This is in our Public Works Department. So we would like to update some of the minimum qualifications. So if you flip to page 2, where our minimum qualifications are located. So this position, we're asking that they do require a high school diploma or GED equivalent, which is actually a qualification in positions underneath it that actually are lower than this position. Okay, so this would be considered a promotional position. Right now, it does read that the candidates must possess a valid CDL and maintain throughout duration of employment. However, we are asking that candidates possess a valid Class B CDL with air brake endorsement and then obtain their tanker endorsement within 6 months of hire and maintain that licensure requirement within the duration of employment. And then we have some language cleanup. So we're adding our standard background check. And then all CDL personnel are subject to Federal Motor Carriers Random Drug and Alcohol Program. So the biggest change here would be to the CDL portion of it. Right now, the tanker endorsement, we want to make sure that our expectations are clear of our current employees and incoming employees. And the tanker endorsement does need to be added, and we are giving our employees 6 months to obtain that because the equipment that they are required to drive will require a tanker endorsement.
Is this a promotional or?
This is, yeah, promotional.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah, promotional position.
Where do they get promoted from?
So you, as long as you're a full-time city employee and you meet the minimum qualifications, we will pass you through the testing process. And I will say it's amazing to find out where you believe that somebody is in one department or division and you find out they have the experience that would meet this qualification. So even though if I had a desk job in my past work experience, if I had a position that was driving motor, or I should say equipment, I could actually apply for it. So we can take them anywhere from the city. Anybody from the city can apply as long as they're a full-time employee.
So they're required to have the CDL before they are eligible. Does the city assist other employees at a lower level to
We do.
obtain?
So the entry-level position for this department or division is actually a laborer. And for a laborer, you only need to have a valid driver's license. And then I believe it's 6 months to obtain your CDL. We provide that training. That training is while the employee's on the clock. And then we do pay for their CDL as well. So we do provide that training for our employees.
Now, supposedly somebody, say in your office in here, said, I want to get my CDL, even though it does not apply at all to their job. Would they be eligible for that training?
So I think the natural progression is out of Public Works typically. And typically what we see is maybe a laborer in the streets division is moving up in that progression. I think what Gina sees sometimes is maybe somebody from compost or wastewater, somebody's interested in shifting to a different career, even though it's within the city still. I think the city is very, very good at promoting from within. And so if somebody was truly interested in Public Works, I think we'd figure it out and work with them. It would just depend, excuse me, it would just depend on if we were doing it on city time or not city time. If it was directly related to their position and their future growth, we'd figure it out and make it work. It truly is a place where helping people grow in their positions in the department is a priority.
So a strong maybe.
A strong maybe. It's a very HR answer.
Yes. What does that mean? I don't know.
Sounds kind of like an attorney answer.
Okay. Any other questions?
Do I have a motion to?
So moved to approve.
Second?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Oh, I'm sorry, any old business?
And then certification list. Okay. So we have a long list of, yes. So today, I'm asking you to approve the forestry technician position. So this is an entry-level position in the forestry division of Public Works. We did have a 30-70 split, and it is part of our Teamsters union. So candidates must have completed courses in forestry or closely related subject and 2 years of responsible experience in a tree nursery or forestry operation or an equivalent. So they do need to have a CDL and maintain that throughout the duration of employment. Pass their physical and background check, and we do have our residency requirements. Okay, so we did have 24 applicants. 5 were qualified and invited to participate in the written exam. 5 candidates passed the written exam and were invited to the interview. However, during this time frame, 1 candidate did fail the background check. So that left us with 4 candidates that did pass the interview. They are actually internal candidates that previously passed our background check, and all 4 are on the list to be certified. And we have our stats. Questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Why is it that so many apply, but we end up with such a small number?
Sure. So for this particular position, the majority of candidates were kicked out because they did not possess a CDL.
Now, this is like a promotional?
It is not. This is entry level. Yes. However, we did have several internal candidates interested in the forestry division.
So the 4 people on the list are all currently employed by the city of Davenport?
They are, yes.
Okay, interesting. They must like trees.
Any
And
other?
chainsaws.
And chainsaws.
Or maybe they don't like trees.
Any other questions?
Maybe they don't.
Yeah, let's get going.
No questions for me.
Okay.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the certification list?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, then I guess we make a motion to adjourn.
Before we do that, I just wanted to take a moment to introduce our new Human Resources Manager. This is Sarah Bradley.
Hi, Sarah. How are you? Good. I thought the lighting here is not the best, but good to see you again. Yeah.
So Sarah, this is Sarah's 3rd day, actually, so she's decided to continue coming back.
That's always good.
But Sarah joined the team this week, and you'll be seeing her here at the Civil Service Commission meetings. She's got some government experience, she's got some private sector experience, and we're very, very excited to have her on board.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
And that's all I have.
Okay, you will realize that after a while, that these meetings are your most challenging.
Yeah. Racked with controversy
I was gonna
and
make
fighting.
an attorney joke, but now I've got 2 of them here.
Okay, so I guess we adjourn. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Meeting's adjourned. See you all next month.
I think we have one to sign though.
Yeah.
Yeah.